Hello, everyone, and happy Wednesday. I hope that you all are enjoying the beautiful sunshine that is outside right now. It was nice. We finally got rain, so our grass is a little greener, and I didn't have to water my garden this morning, which I'm really excited about. Um, I hope that you're finding yourself well during the end of this July. I feel like everything's going so quickly. But speaking of quick, today is going to be a nice, quick food demo of making your own pickled red onion. So this is something that is wonderful for the fact that you can make it pretty quickly. You can add it to sandwiches, add it to salads, add it to your eggs in the morning or any meat that you are eating for a meal. Oh man, like there are just so many. Add it to a tortilla, a wrap, add it to tacos if you have tacos. There is just so much that you can do with it, and it adds a nice flavor to your meal. It's a little tangy. What I'm going to demonstrate is a little spicy. Um, and so I like to have a little zing to my meals. It kind of runs in the family. We love to have a little bit of spice, a little bit of a kick. But this is, again, just a nice flavor where you're adding also more phytonutrients to your meals. But you're not really, like, it's not a big thing. It's nothing crazy. It's something that's really simple that you can do at home. Um, and it can be done in this recipe from Cookie and Kate um, is like 30 minutes and you can actually use this recipe. But I'm saying, like I'm going to give it a nice 12 hours. So you can do this the night before. You can do this earlier in the morning for an evening meal. Um, so many different things that you can do. You can add in fresh herbs too. So, and spices. So there's a lot that you can do to create it as your own, and your own flavor profile. So I'm going to get started. I do have something on the stove already. So this isn't going to be a fermented um, pickled red onion recipe. I will actually link a recipe for you that is fermented where you keep it on your countertop for like 5 to 7 days so that you can actually get some probiotics and good bacteria in there. This is more of just for flavor, something quick, and to get in some more colors and phytonutrients. So that's what we talked about last week. So there are different ways of doing it, and adding little microgreens to your dish is another way. Adding in different fresh herbs and spices, maybe from your garden, is another way to get in a lot more phytonutrients. And this is another one, and it helps boost that flavor for your meal too. So I'm going to get started. So we'll be using apple cider vinegar today, a quarter cup. Also distilled white vinegar. Make sure that you get a good brand, not just like the canning kind. We want to get good quality distilled vinegar. I will also be using honey for some of the sweetener. And so this is also a quarter cup. I have a half cup of water and these two things already on the stove top because we're heating it up. Again, it's not a fermented version. We're just doing the quick version. But the fermented version is going to be a lot better for your gut. So I do recommend when I post that recipe to try it. So then we also have a medium red onion because obviously we're making pickled red onion and we need to have that as a component. And this is 1.5 tablespoons of honey. You can also do maple syrup if you don't have honey. And then I have 1.5 teaspoons of fine sea salt, which, where did that go? Is right here. And I'm going to go add that to the pot. That is on medium heat right now. And it's just to combine these, warm them up, combine them. And now I'm going to quickly go add my 1.5 tablespoons of honey to the meal as well. not the meal, but the pot. Perfect. So again, this is super quick, really easy to be able to make at home, enjoy within 30 minutes. But again, I like to kind of have that flavor boost with things. So the longer you let it kind of sit in the fridge, the more flavors combine together. And I'm just quickly mixing some stuff up. I wish I could show you. I need to get another better situation and set up in my kitchen. But I'm letting this combine over medium heat. So as that's happening, I'm going to come back. So I also am going to be adding garlic into like the brine when I'm done. You want to use like a pint jar. So I'm using a mason jar. Super easy. I also used a mandolin if you had one. Otherwise, just slice your onion very thinly. This makes it a lot easier for me. I don't have to do as much work. And it's one medium red onion that you'll be using. So here is the red onion. And now what I'm going to do is pack these, and I might have too many, but just pack these tightly into this mason jar. I'm also going to add in the garlic too. And I'm also adding in some red pepper flakes to wherever they are in this crazy kitchen. Adding some pepper flakes for some heat into the pot that's on the stove. Again, that's medium heat. It has the apple cider vinegar, the distilled white vinegar, the half cup of water, honey, sorry, not maple syrup. You can use maple syrup if you don't have honey, the sea salt, and now the red pepper flakes are in there. So I'm just going to give that a little stir. So again, because this is on the stovetop, it is not fermented. The bacteria from the apple cider vinegar is dead, we'll say, because the heat, kills them. So I think I'm going to have too many onions, which means leftover sliced onion to use in various dishes. Again, that's a nice thing. If you have something left over, put it in a Tupperware and save it for another day so that you don't let anything go to waste. Let me see if I can pack more in. Also going to add these garlic cloves in that were freshly dropped. And then I'm going to go bring the hot liquid and I think I'm going to use a little funnel. No, I'm not. Am I? I might. I think I might. I don't want to burn myself. But now I'm going to add in the okay. I'm just double checking what I'm doing. I'm now going to add this to the jar. So that's going to seep in nice and slow. I'm going to help it out a little bit. Okay. Whoop. We did it. Perfect. So now that that is done, I am going to use a butter knife, or you can do a spoon. We want to pop any air bubbles that are possibly in the jar. So I'm going to do that with a little spoon. Just going to kind of like push down the red onions, get rid of any air bubbles as best as we can. I might even see if I can throw a couple more onions in, because why not? Let's use them all. I think I did it. And the garlic's going down there too. So again, this is going to have a great flavor profile. Add to your sandwiches, tortillas, tacos. Get in more of those phytonutrients. So there is sodium in this. And so we do want to be mindful of that. And this isn't the fermented version again. So this isn't really going to help your gut bacteria, but it's going to bring that great flavor. And it's a way to use your vegetables in a new way so that, it doesn't seem like same old, right? So now, that's it. Now we're going to just kind of let them cool to room temperature. Then I'm going to put the lid on them and put them in the refrigerator so that I can enjoy them tomorrow and the next days. And, it's best to eat them probably within the week or 2 weeks, because otherwise they kind of start to lose their flavor a little bit, gets a little too tangy. And we don't want like mold and stuff like that growing either, just because these aren't canned like typical canning. So I hope that you guys found this helpful for, new ideas to bring different flavors to your meals, bring in different, not necessarily different phytonutrients, but bring it in a new way, so that you can keep adding more phytonutrients into your meals. And so sometimes it's fun to just get creative, think outside the box. And that's what I wanted to do for you, is to provide that. So please let me know if you have any questions. I would love to know in the comments below if you make your own pickled red onion, if you've had it before, if you enjoy it, what kind of flavors you like with it, or what you like to put them on. I would absolutely love to know. All right, you guys have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday and July, and I will see you next week. All right, take care.